Hi everyone and welcome back. So in today's lesson we are going to talk about SQL, or we call it structured query language. So first of all, what is SQL? SQL is a language to talk to database. Okay, so if you have a database, something like PostgreSQL, MySQL, Oracle, SQLite, Microsoft SQL Server, any type of SQL database. Okay, you can talk to these databases using this language called SQL, structured query language. Okay, so it is its own language, its own word. Okay, it's totally different from what so far we have learned about this doing pseudocode or Python or anything like this. Okay, so it is used to access and manage data stored inside these databases. Okay, and it allows the users, we as users, to retrieve, sort, get the data, and also put the data inside the tables of the inside these databases. So the database, it looks like something like this. Have a look at this example. Okay, so I have a database table. So you have a database. Inside the database we have tables. Table is a table. So it's like a grid of some information, right? So I have a students table here as an example, and I have this data inside this table. Now, to create these databases and put the data inside it, you need to use some applications. You can use, for example, if you are using simple things, you are using SQLite, you can use SQLite browser, or DBweaver is a very good example of the database explorers. You can create database, you can create tables, and you can also add data inside your tables. So we don't want to go into that direction. So let's imagine that we already have a database, we already have a table, and we have some data inside the table. So in the GCSE exam, they will give you a scenario, they will give you a table. They will tell you that, hey, we already have this data inside this table, and they will ask you to write some SQL commands, okay, to get some data. Okay, and the scope of the GCSE for the SQL is very, very, very small. So it is only, you need only to learn these 4 commands. So select. So select is, you choose the fields of the table to select them, and you have to say from the name of the table and where. These are all the keywords that you have to use. The condition. So condition is like, all of this condition that we learned so far, in the if, then, else, say statement, the while and stuff. So the condition and an order. So order, it just sorts the data based on what order you say, what field. Now let's look at this example. So I have a table here called students table. Okay, this is my database, and this is my table called students table. Now here I have 3 fields or 3 columns. One of them is called the name, the other one is age, and the other one is score. So name actually is a text, is a string. Age and score, they are numbers, they are integer numbers. So I have Ali has got 15 years old, and his score was 78. Sarah was 16 years old, she got 45 for the exam, and all the way to Jack, which is at the last, and he got 54. Now, let's say we are going to print out the name of the students, find the name of the student and the score of the students. Whoever has got score more than 50, whoever passed the exam, right? So imagine that the exam was from the 100, and above 50 they are passed, and we want to sort them based on their score of the students. So we run this command. We say select. So select, always you have to write select in the beginning to get data from the table. Now, what do we want to get? We want these 2 fields, name and score. Okay, so from this table I'm going to get the name and the score. I don't want the age, right? Let's say the question has told us we don't want the age, right? So just name and score. So I'm saying select name and name comma score, then space. Now the fields are over. Now I have to write this from. You have to write from space the name of the table. The name of the table is what? Students. From students. Then you put this where score. So score, this is the field of the score. So the condition, where the condition. Condition is what? I want to find all the students who have passed the exam, right? So whoever has score greater than or equal to 50, okay? Then I want to sort them by the score. So order by score. So when you run this SQL query over this table, run above the SQL query, it will generate a result. It will generate some data for you, okay? And that data is what? First of all, it has only name and score. See, name and a score. It does not have age, right? And as you see here, it is showing us the names and the scores, okay? And all of these students, they have scores more than 50. So Jack is 54, right? So Sarah was having a score of 45, so she failed. So Sarah is not in the list, right? Sarah is the only one who failed. And as you see here, this data is sorted. So the least score was with Jack, 54. Then after Jack is Tom, who got 62. Then Ali got 78, and finally Emma has got the best score, 88. So they are sorted. So the sort part is with this command of the order by score. So by is also a keyword. I should have made this also in red, but order by the field name, what field you want to use it. Okay, so to summarize, SQL is a completely different word. It's the way that we talk to the databases and tables. The scope for the GCSE exam is very simple. It's only using, you have to memorize and use select. Select number, the name of the fields, the name of this from table, where, what condition you have to put. And the only tricky part of the SQL is that the program, the question will tell you that, you find all the students who have passed, okay? You have to, with your mind, you have to convert that into a condition, okay? So you have to create that condition. So a student who have passed, then you have to say, okay, now the score, I have to look at the score who are greater than or equal to 50. Okay, so this is the tricky part of the question, that you have to, on your own, you have to create the condition. All right, so let's head to the code station. We do a couple of practices of the SQL and see how it works. All right, so let me, from here, instead of coding, I'm going to switch to SQL. So you have to click on the SQL here, and in here we have a question. So we have a sample database. It's called sensors. And if you click on the table info, it gives you that the sensors table store actively reading for monitored locations. Each row represents a sensor event with a readable name, sensor type, and event date, and the amount of time the sensor was active. Okay, so this actually was one of the GCSE questions in the past, and so they gave you a list of the sensors and when they were active. So look at this one. So the backdoor sensor, the name of the sensor is this one, is backdoor. So this is the column names, and these are the data. So it's just the sample rows. It says sample row. So we have the backdoor motion. It was a motion sensor. It was active on 8th of October 2025, and it was active for 217 seconds. Okay, so we have multiple record of these. So this gives you some information about the table. Now, if you look at this one here, Write a SQL query to show the average time of all sensors. So I haven't started this. Now to start with this, so let's forget this. So my table name is called sensors, right? Now, one very important thing I want to tell you is that if you use star instead of field, so select star from sensors without anything, okay? So you can use this without using the where or order, okay? Select star from the name of the table. Select a star from sensors. If I run this, now you see here, I have a full list of everything in this table. So I have backdoor motion on this date, it was 217 seconds. Garage motion, it was a motion sensor on this date, it was active for 95 seconds. I had window sensor contact, it was a contact type, and blah blah blah. Now let's play a little bit with this data. Okay, so I want to find all the events generated by the garage sensor. So I'm going to say select a star from sensors where, okay, name, this is the name, right, equal to garage. Okay, and I'm going to run it. Now you see here, this is only showing me garage. So the garage sensor, the motion sensor of the garage was active on these days and it was active on this time. Now I want to sort them based on the date. So it will be nicer, right? Order by, what is the field? Date. Let's run it. Now you see here, starting from 6th, this is 6th of October, 7th of October, 2 records on 7th October, then 8, 9, 10, 11. 10, actually, that was the maximum. And it shows the active times of these days. Now here I use star. I can be specifically asking for specific fields. So I can say select name, date. So I don't want to show the motion, okay, date and active underscore time from sensors where name equal to garage. Now it's only showing me this. One thing I need to tell you is that you remember when we were doing programming, whenever we were doing conditions, in the conditions we used equal sign always whenever we wanted to evaluate a variable, right? In SQL we use one single equal sign. Look at this one, just one single equal sign. We don't need to use double equals. Okay, now let's do one example. So it says write SQL query to show all sensors with date of this, right? All the sensors with the date of this. So first thing, just to make the life easier, you know, whenever even I'm working, you know, if I need to write some SQL queries, I always run select star from the name of. So select star from sensors, that gives us all the information. Now I want to find the sensors, all the sensors with the date of 2025-10/08, right? So I have to create a where. Now what is my condition? The date, where date is equal to, I just copy paste this because that is also in the same format, 2025-10/08, and let's run it. Now you see that is now filtered all of those data, only the ones which are having 08. So the backdoor, window sensor, living room, garage, they were all active on this date, on the 8th of October. So this is the an SQL example that you may get it in the exams. They give you this kind of information, the table, and they will ask you that, you know, find the ones which are having this particular date. Let's go another one. So filter motion sensors. Write a select query to show all sensors where type is motion. So if I run this first, just to see my data always. select a star from sensors, then I will write where the type where type equal to motion. Boom. So this is all the motion sensors that were active during this time. And high active times. Write a select query to show time and active time for sensors where activity time is more than 100. So I just add this because this is very nice and easy, right? Where select a star from sensors where active time is more than 100. So this is all of them, right? Now what the question is saying is write a select query to show name and active time. So instead of star, I have to change that to select name, comma, active time from sensors where active time is this. So now I have only name and active time. So these are all the sensors, they were over 100. And I can order them also. Order by active time. This will give me them in the sorted manner. So the biggest one, living room, was active for 298 seconds. At what particular date? We can put the date also because we forgot the date. So date, on this date, on 6th of October, living room sensor was active for 298 seconds, almost 5 minutes. Okay, so another example, select all sensors, select names only, motion sensors, count the sensors. Oh, count sensors requires count. I don't think it's required. Filter by date we did. Yeah, let's do this. Select names only. So select the show just the name column for all sensors. So that I'm going to say select name from sensors, and that is going to give you all the name of the sensors. All right. And if you click on help, that will give you also some help about the SQL, the structure of the select. So this is purely just the GCSE level, that you know, the thing which you need to know about the GCSE scope of the SQL. And if you don't like white, you can also switch it to night mode, which I always like, and it makes your eyes feeling much better. All right, so that was about the SQLs.